Okay, so let's unbolt these first. And I should be able to lift. Okay, this is 68 pounds. I'm just gonna wing it. Let me bring the bolts first. Bring the bolts, guys. So like that, and just tighten this rope, pull it. Okay, so we have plenty of clearance up here. It's touching this bar right here. I could probably slide this out a little more. Look at that. That is awesome. Hello everyone, welcome to Chasing Adventures. Today we're going to be mounting OPENROAD 270-degree awning on the 2025 Honda Pilot Trail Sport. Alright, so I've been using an 8x8 straight awning on my Pilot with stock roof rails, and it's been working out great. It offers a lot of real estate for being such a light awning, but the only problem was that it was a perfect square and it only covered partial side of the vehicle, so I didn't have any coverage beyond that 8x8 space. So when OPENROAD asked me if I wanted to test out their 270-degree awning, I said yes please, and here it is. And on my last video, I installed Nolo Design roof rack system on my Pilot, so this will be a great addition to the roof rack. And if you want to see that video, you could click the link up here, or I'll leave it in the video description so you can view it after this video. Anyways, so first let's unbox it, see what's all included, and install it on the Pilot and see how well it will work with the SUVs with hatch opening horizontally. We might have to do some adjustments, but we'll see. All right, so here we have the awning, and right off the back, this is pretty heavy compared to my current awning, as this thing weighs around 68 pounds compared to the 25 pounds for the current awning. And you also get 3 heavy-duty mounting brackets, and mounting brace with long bolts and nuts, T-track bolts and nuts, a tie-down ratchet rope, some guidelines and stake, cable for built-in LED light strips, and the instruction manual. And by looking at the installation guide, we have a couple of different ways to mount this mounting bracket. One, if you don't have a roof rack system or roof bars with T-tracks, you could use this mounting brace and use the long provided bolts on each side of the opening and put this in the roof rail like this, and then use the mounting brace to tie it down to the roof rails like that. And the roof rail will be going through this opening here, and you tighten the brace down like that. So you don't need a roof bar to mount this. But the preferred way is to mount this with the T-tracks. Now they did provide you with different length M8 T-track bolts, but these are too big for my roof rack systems. So I separately had to buy M6 carriage bolts so that this will fit into the Nolo Design roof rack. So this awning is pretty universal for any type of system, but we're going to utilize the T-slots on the roof rails and mount the awning that way, since this is a more safer, secure way to mount this awning because of the weight. But first we're going to mount the mounting bracket onto the awning by sliding the provided T-bolts. Let's use a shorter one into the slots. Two on each side. And mount the bracket like that. Now you also have a couple of different ways to mount the bracket. If you want the awning to be lower, you can mount the bracket like this, or you want it to be higher above, you can mount the bracket like this, so that when this is on the roof rack, it'll be higher off the ground. But I'm gonna mount it this way. I'm gonna slide one over, and let's mount the other two. And the last one will go right in the middle. There we go. And then use the provided washer and a tie down nut to loosely secure it in place. Because we need to first measure the awning to figure out where I'm going to put the bracket, because the only bad thing about Nolo Design roof rail system is that there's no cutout like this one has. So I have to take out the bars to slide the T-bolts in first, and then tie the bars back into the rails. Okay, so all the mounting bracket is placed. Now we need to measure the awning, and it is measuring at about 81 inches. So now we're gonna have to go and figure out, kind of eyeball it to see where it's gonna sit and without interfering with the hatch. When the hatch is open, it's gonna come about to here. So I think I have to put the awning right about here and put the middle one on here. Okay, so let's unbolt these first. And I should be able to lift the roof rail yeah, so I could just slide the T-bolt or carriage bolt in here. So I'm gonna grab 3 carriage bolts and slide them into the rail. Sometimes these carriage bolts get stuck in here pretty well and it's hard to slide in. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta try different bolt. And that one slide in a little better. Okay, so now we gotta repeat the steps to this rail and the rail up here. So let me go ahead and do that first. Okay, so I have all the carriage bolts placed and kind of measured out where it's going to sit. So now all we have to do is bring in the awning and place it on here. Now, these 2 bars were pretty easy because they're not mounted to anything, but then this main bar here was mounted to the main bracket that's holding the whole roof rail. So, you know, it was a pain in the butt because I had to take out these bolts and put them on, but I got it done. And I kind of like this because that's the main support, which will give more strength. So let's go ahead and bring the awning, put it on, and go from there. Okay, this is 68 pounds. Just gotta wing it. Hopefully I don't hit anything on the way up. You know what, I should have brought the bolts first. Let me bring the bolts first. Bring the bolts, guys. Okay. Got the washers and the bolt. Got it. Got it. There we go. We got it. Okay, so it's somewhat mounted on here. Let me tighten these bolts and then we'll take the car outside and deploy the awning and see how well it will work with the hatch. So first undo the zippers. By the way, the zipper is really smooth. I like it. Open up the covers. More protective foam to prevent damage from shipping. Nice. Okay, so that's out of the way. Undo these Velcro tie-down straps. All right, we need to attach the tie-down rope here first. But anyways, let's see. So this opens up. Like that. Look at that. That is awesome. Let me bring the tie rope down and tie it. So you open this valve and it should slide over like this. And I think you put one end to this point, anchor point. Bring that over and you lock this into any of these slots. So like that, and just tighten this rope, pull it. Should give tension to the awning. Okay, so the awning is placed. Maybe this might hit the hatch. We'll see. Let me first open it. Carefully. Okay, so we have plenty of clearance up here, but I can't bring the hatch all the way up because it's touching this bar right here. And if we bring the leg down, we might have a little bit of room, but still it's gonna touch this bar here because it interferes with the hatch. It is what it is, so, and even if I move it back, it's not gonna make a difference. It's actually gonna go in more. So I think I had to leave the hatch open about this height, which is, you know, still, I kind of have to bend over, but it's still, I could get in here, get my stuff out, and come back out here. Yeah, that's something I have to live with. But I have the instant availability of this shade. And today is kind of windy, and even with this wind, it's holding up pretty well. I mean, it's supposed to hold up to 10 miles of wind without any, without putting down the foot and tying down the awning. So yeah. And another thing that I could do is I could probably slide this out a little more. So this bar kind of clears the hatch, because I do have to put a rooftop tent up here and I want to have some space in between the rooftop tent and the awning. So I think I could do that a little bit. That should give us a little more clearance. Not much, but a little bit more. So now what we have to do is tighten down the bolts, all the bolts, and then, yeah, this is great. Awesome. So I tightened all the bolts and it's holding up really well. It's pretty solid. Now, if you look at the bracket, the last bolt, I put it at the edge because of leverage, because this thing is pretty heavy and it wants to lift. So you want to put one at the end and, you know, in the middle, and this one all the way at the front. So it's all about leverage when you're mounting these. And what's great about this awning is that the hinges are made with ultra high strength steel and the bars are made with strong aluminum, so it can be used as a freestanding awning up to 10 miles per hour wind. So you don't need to do anything else other than deploy the awning. But if the wind starts to pick up, the legs are hidden right at the bars. So bring it down and use the provided guidelines to secure the awning. Also, you have embedded dual color LED light strips on the bars. So just plug a power bank or a power station and you got lights. And you could adjust the brightness and the color to your needs. Now that is a very cool feature. And the fabric of the awning is made out of 600D Oxford fabric with added silver lining to isolate 85% of harmful UV rays and provide cooler shades by blocking 95% of light, protecting your skin from harsh sunlight. And it's treated with durable waterproof coating to give the awning 300mm waterproof rating. It also has points to put a guideline on each panel to drain the water. And each panel is about 88 inches in both length and width, which is about 7.25 feet. So it does cover a lot of ground. So what do you guys think? I think it's a great upgrade from the awning that I had before. And the installation was pretty straightforward and it was really easy to deploy once it was positioned on the roof rack. And it seems to be very well made except for one of the LED strip not working. But I contacted OPENROAD and they responded right away and is already being processed to ship out the replacement LED strip to me. Now that's some top-notch customer service. Good job, guys. So again, this is a great upgrade and it will definitely enhance my camping experience with more coverage and quicker setup time. I mean, no more fumbling around and unrolling the awning, setting the legs and pegging the guidelines down, you know? With this awning, just unzip, deploy the awning, and you have instant coverage from the inclement weather. And putting it back in the cover was very simple too. Just close the awning, fold the fabric in a few places, restrap it and zip up the covers and you're good to go. So I like that a lot. Also, they have a sidewall that connects to the awning with zippers and will provide complete coverage. So I don't need to pack a separate tent. So I'm definitely going to look into adding that as well in the future. And if you don't need a complete 270-degree awning, they also have a 180-degree awning that covers wider side than a regular straight awning. So make sure to check out OPENROAD for different options. And I'll have the link to this awning in the video description, along with the 10% discount code that you guys could use towards your purchase at OPENROAD. And they have other stuff like rooftop tents and a few other different camping equipment as well. So make sure to check them out. So that's all I have for you guys today. And if this video was helpful, please like and consider subscribing to the channel if you're new so you won't miss when my next video is uploaded. So thank you all for tuning in today. And until next time, keep chasing adventures and I'll see you all on my next video.